Assalamu alaikum dear students. Today in physical pharmacy course number 310 we are going to discuss hydrolysis. Let's start with the definition of the hydrolysis. By hydrolysis we simply mean that the reaction of compound with water, or you can also define hydrolysis as the cleavage of chemical species by water. Why hydrolysis is important in from pharmaceutical point of view? Because there are number of pharmaceutical systems that contain water like solutions and suspensions. Solid dosage form like powders and tablets also can absorb water from the atmosphere. As a result of hydrolysis, the reaction will usually decompose the active compound, or we can say that the reaction of hydrolysis usually result in the decomposition of active compound. The hydrolysis reaction is catalyzed by either H ion or OH ion. If it is catalyzed by H ion, we say that it is acid catalysis, and if it is catalyzed by OH ion, then we say that it is base catalysis. Students, hydrolysis is important from the degradation point of view, because we know that we use water as a solvent also in our formulation, and our different products like solution, suspension, or even emulsion and ointment contains water. Therefore, uh, we must know the key idea that hydrolysis can result in the degradation of our product. There are also different routes for degradation like oxidation, like photolysis, but in this course we are going to cover only the topic of hydrolysis. So hydrolysis simply means if something is cleaved or break due to water, or the reaction of water with that substance is called hydrolysis. Let's proceed further. Hydrolysis is a chemical reaction as it involves the breaking of old bond and formation of new bond. So if we consider it that either hydrolysis is physical or chemical, so hydrolysis is a chemical reaction and it will change the nature of the chemical species. By breaking the chemical species, the nature of the chemical species will be changed. So hydrolysis is a chemical process. Next, students, let's consider the types of hydrolysis on the basis of chemical reaction. Chemical reaction, on the basis of chemical reaction, hydrolysis are of two types, that is ionic hydrolysis and molecular hydrolysis. Ionic hydrolysis, the type of hydrolysis that involves the interaction of salts of weak acid or base with water and give acidic or alkaline solutions. Ionic hydrolysis, as we know that most of the drugs are either weak acids or weak bases, so when these substances gets into the water, they are hydrolyzed by water, and their hydrolysis results in their decomposition, and if the drug product will decompose, then you know that there will be no bioavailability, or there will be a least effect of the drug that we desired or want. The efficacy of the drug will be reduced. Example is sodium potassium acetate gives alkaline solution. Potassium acetate, acetic acid is a weak acid, and potassium hydroxide, the K is taken from potassium hydroxide, and CH3COO is taken from acetic acid. So weak component is acetic acid and strong is K. So these are the, if one component is weak, then it is called weak acid or weak salt. So acid is acetic acid and K is taken from potassium hydroxide. This is the example that will gives alkaline solution, while codeine phosphate gives acid solution when react with water. Simply we can say that when salts of acids or base that is weak must be weak, because in strong, if it is strong, then there will be 100% of decomposition and the reaction will not suit. So ionic hydrolysis, by ionic hydrolysis, we simply mean that ions of weak acids or salts will react with water to produce acidic or alkaline solutions. The next is molecular hydrolysis. As it involves the cleavage of drug molecule by water, as all the drugs are not ionized and remain in molecular form, because it is not necessary that each and everything that you will add into a solution it will ionize. Most of the drugs are present in unionized form, and even then they are hydrolyzed by water. It is a slow process. Molecular hydrolysis is slow process, irreversible, and depends on the pH of the solution. Examples are drugs that undergo molecular hydrolysis are local anesthetics like benzocaine, procaine. These are the drugs that undergo molecular hydrolysis. Let's proceed further. Now, hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation. Before this, we have discussed types of hydrolysis on the basis of chemical reaction, that either if the substance which is to be ionized is present in molecular form, if it is present in molecular form and hydrolyzed by water, then we will call it as molecular hydrolysis. And if the drug is present in the ionic form like salt, sulfuric acids and base, and then hydrolyzed, then we will say that it is ionic hydrolysis. So you will have to make a difference between ionic and molecular hydrolysis. Ionic hydrolysis is fast while molecular hydrolysis is slow. Ionic hydrolysis, molecular hydrolysis is irreversible. So now we are going to discuss hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation. There are different types of drugs that contains different sort of functional groups. So there are few functional groups that are really prone to hydrolysis, and when our drug candidate contain one of these functional groups, we will have to take care of the hydrolysis reaction. The first functional group is ester. Ester hydrolysis means those drugs that contain ester functional groups in their structures are prone to hydrolysis, and we will have to take care of these drugs while formulating them. R N-alkyl chain COOR, this is a ester functional group, and when it reacts with hydroxide or H, this is the water. HOH means H2O. So what happens in this reaction? The R of the COO is replaced by H. So here it comes COOH, means acid is formed and alcohol is formed in this reaction. So you can say that ester is changed into acidic functional group. Ester have different properties and acids have different properties. Therefore, the chemical nature of the species is changed, and it is changed due to water. Therefore, this is called ester hydrolysis. Examples of drugs are tetracaine. Tetracaine is a local anesthetic. Local anesthetic, by local anesthetic we means that we want to produce local anesthesia. Anesthesia means that a person will not feel any sort of sensation. Physostigmine and atropine are ACH inhibitor, acetylcholine inhibitor. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, and these two drugs inhibit acetylcholine. Next is aspirin. Aspirin is NSAID. NSAID stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, and their mechanism of action is COX inhibitor, cyclooxygenase inhibitor. And procaine, it is also a local anesthetic. Simply we can say that all those drugs that contain ester as a functional group are prone to hydrolysis. Examples of the drugs are tetracaine, physostigmine, atropine, aspirin, and procaine. These are the drugs that undergo ester hydrolysis because they contain ester functional groups. Next, hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation is amide hydrolysis. Those drugs that contain amide functional group in their structure are prone to hydrolysis, and amide linkage is break to produce amine. Here, dear student, you can see that this is an amide linkage, and if it reacts with water, it will produce acid and amine. It will produce acid and amine. Examples of drugs are chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol is a protein synthesis inhibitor, ergometrin, adrenergic and dopaminergic stimulant, and barbiturates. These are the CNS depressant, means they will depress your central nervous system. So Up till now, we have discussed that hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation. First, we have discussed that ester hydrolysis means those drugs that contain ester functional group are prone to hydrolysis. Then amide hydrolysis. Now there is a question that amide linkage is less prone to hydrolysis reaction than ester. Why? The reason is because if we see the ester here, the carbon is bonded with two oxygen atoms, and the hydrolysis reaction is due to the difference of electronegativity of the carbonyl carbon. By carbonyl carbon, we means that if there is a carbon with oxygen, and you know that there is a difference of electronegativity between carbon and oxygen. So due to this difference of electronegativity, carbon will gain partial positive charge and oxygen will gain partial negative charge. And these, hence there is an induced polarity in the molecule, and this polar molecule now will be attacked by water molecule, as water molecule can also contain H positive and H negative, and there is also positive and negative charge on the carbonyl carbon, so there is a feasibility for their reaction. So simply, if we see that why esters are more prone than amides to hydrolysis, in ester you can see that the carbonyl carbon is bounded to two oxygen atom, whereas in amide it is bonded to one oxygen and one nitrogen atom. So two oxygen atoms are more electronegative than nitrogen atom. Therefore, due to this more electronegativity or greater electronegativity in carbonyl carbon that is present in amide, sorry, in ester functional group, are more prone to hydrolysis than in amide functional group. Hope the concept is clear. If we simply repeat, I can repeat it simply in two sentences, that amide are less prone because amide, the carbon of amide functional group is bounded to one oxygen and one nitrogen atom, while if you can see that the carbon of ester group is bounded to two oxygen atom. Therefore, due to difference of electronegativity, esters are less prone to hydrolysis than amides. Amide linkage is less prone to hydrolysis reaction than ester. Hope the answer will be clear to you. Now proceed. Let's proceed further. The third type of hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation is ring hydrolysis. Dear students, there are a lot of drugs that contain a ring structure in their molecule. So water has also the ability to cleave this ring structure either by H or OH ion. Examples of drugs are benzodiazepines, these are sleep inducer, penicillin and cephalosporin are cell wall inhibitors. These are the antibiotics that has the ability to inhibit the cell wall of the bacteria, and bacteria cannot grow then. Let's proceed further. Now, up till now we have discussed what is hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is simply means if you break a chemical compound with the help of water, this is called hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is of two types. If the compound is present in ionic form and it will break by the water molecule or change its chemical nature, it will be called as ionic hydrolysis. And if the compound is present in molecular form and water then degrade that compound, that will be called as molecular hydrolysis. These were the types of hydrolysis on the basis of reaction mechanism. And there are also, we can also classify hydrolysis on the basis of drug degradation. On the basis of drug degradation, hydrolysis is of three types. Ester hydrolysis, those drugs that contain ester functional group. Amide hydrolysis, those drugs that contains amide functional group. And ring hydrolysis, those drugs that contain ring structures. These drugs, examples of these drugs are penicillin, cephalosporins, and benzodiazepines. Now on the next slide, dear students, let's discuss how can we protect hydrolysis. So protection against hydrolysis is important from pharmaceutical point of view because we know that water is present in our solution, suspension, emulsions, and even ointment bases, and water can also be absorbed by powders, tablets, or solid dosage form. Therefore, while formulating our drug product, we will have to take care of the hydrolysis reaction. So first, how can we protect our drug against hydrolysis? Avoid by avoiding the contact of with water at the time of manufacturing. If you know that your prodrug is uh, prone to hydrolysis, whenever you will formulate that drug, you will have to take care of the water content of the area, or moisture of the humidity of the area. Packaging material used must be moisture resistant. The packing material which we used for, or you used for the packaging of the hydrolysis prone drug, that must be moisture resistant, means moisture must not penetrate in the packaging material of the drug. Third, pH of the liquid dosage form. pH of the liquid dosage form must be adjusted to its optimum level to protect hydrolysis with the help of buffering agents. How we adjust our pH? By using buffering agents, so that the pH will not change. Or we can also protect against hydrolysis by formulating drugs in dry powder for reconstitution instead of liquid dosage form. This is one of the best way that you can produce your drug in dry powder form by the process of lyophilization to avoid the hydrolysis in liquid dosage form. Reconstitution means, it means that the drug that is to be taken by the patient, before that it will be dissolved in the specified or required amount of water and will make a solution before taken by the patient. By next, how can we protect against hydrolysis of a drug? By the addition of complexing agent. Example is caffeine in Procaine. Procaine is a local anesthetic, and caffeine is, if caffeine act as a complexing agent and it is water soluble, it will form water soluble complex and hence will protect the Procaine from hydrolysis. On the next slide, students, let's discuss how can we prevent against hydrolysis. Prevention against hydrolysis. First, adjustment of pH. As we have discussed earlier, that optimum pH should be selected for liquid dosage form, as rate of decomposition depends on the pH in the liquid dosage form. So it is necessary to adjust pH up to the optimum level for the better efficacy of your drug and to protect against degradation process. Next is choice of solvent. As we know that different solvents are available for pharmaceutical formulation. As the best example is of aspirin. Aspirin is really prone to hydrolysis in water, so we formulate aspirin in alcohol. Third, addition of surfactants. Surfactants increase the stability of drug by micelles formation and prevention of hydrolysis. Actually, students, surfactants are chemical species that adjust or adhere themselves to the surface or interface between two phases, and therefore micelles, and that micelles then cover the drug molecule and will protect it from hydrolysis. Next, insoluble form of drugs. Hydrolysis occurs in that part of the molecule which is soluble in water. So by producing less soluble form of drugs, hydrolysis can be prevented, like formulation of suspension. As solution, in solution drugs is completely soluble, while in suspension drugs is not drugs are not completely soluble. So we can formulate suspension in instead of solution to prevent hydrolysis. Or you can also preparing insoluble salt, e.g. benzyl penicillin, a salt of a compound which is less soluble than the parent compound, will facilitate the prevention from hydrolysis. Let's proceed on the next slide, students. Modification of chemical structure. Hydrolysis can also be prevented by the modification or change in the chemical structure of drug, like conversion of alkyl to alkyl chain. If a drug contain an alkyl molecule, you can change it to complete chain alkyl chain. It will hindrance the ability of water to react with this. So chemical modification will protect against hydrolysis. Thank you, dear students. Up till now, this was a small topic on hydrolysis. Inshallah, in the next classes we will discuss further topics. Thank you very much.